Today I am making the most luxurious quilt ever, and I am only using scraps. This is by far the most challenging video I've ever made, but I hope that by the end of it I will have created a quilt worthy of a 5-star hotel. Because we all think of scraps as second-rate fabric. We repurpose it but don't really expect anything too great out of it, right? Well, for this quilt I'm expecting greatness. But that's not all. I want this hobo chic quilt to be very easy to make because, you know, that's what we do around here. This is what I'm working with, these cute thin strips right here. But first I need a base because I am doing stitch and flip. Let's start by cutting 16 7-inch squares out of whatever cheap light fabric you've got lying around. Now, there are a lot of quilt patterns you can make using scraps, and so far we have made some really cool ones, but this one threw me for a loop because I kept getting back to the idea that luxury requires intricate designs, and each time I thought of keeping it simple, I was afraid that it would look too plain and not luxurious enough. But with these fabrics, I'm pretty sure I could do a 9-patch and make it look fancy. And these are top-notch, gorgeous fabrics right here that some may see as useless scraps, but to me they are gold. So I want to do them justice. I want to create a quilt that will look as luxurious as these fabrics feel to me. And I do believe luxury is a very personal concept. What looks luxurious to me doesn't necessarily look luxurious to you. For some people, luxury means black and white or muted tones, but for me it's all about color presented in a structured way that makes sense. Some people need it to be busy and complicated. For me, it's simple and classy. As you probably realized by now, I am doing a string quilt, a really easy and cute one. I'll be doing my blocks in a wash because I love washes, and I think that will add some structure that will help with the luxury feel. I'm aiming really high here, guys, and then you get to tell me if I succeeded. I need enough 1.5-inch strips to fill our base squares. I'm doing it diagonally, and I am adding a darker fabric to the middle because I want to create a pattern with these. The wash is all warm colors, so yellow, orange, red, pinks, and the strip in the middle of all these is a much darker tone of purple. If this looks anything like I have in my brain, this is going to look absolutely gorgeous. And look how simple this is. We just add strips from one end to the other. We don't measure or worry too much with anything other than covering the entire white square. We start with the middle strip and grow from there. One color per square, no mixing at this point. We need groups of 4 of the same color. Time to relax and get in the flow. This is so much fun. No thinking required. And before we know it, we have 16 pretty squares ready to be turned into a puzzle. There are a lot of patterns we can create with this simple quilt block, one more beautiful than the next. Speaking of beauty and luxury, I have something to share that I am very excited about. I have partnered with Foreo Sweden for today's video. They have been my skincare best friend for years. In the last few weeks, I've been using their UFO 3. It's their newest product and it's a deep facial hydration device that's like having 5 anti-aging spa facials in just 2 minutes, increasing your skin moisture levels by 126%. I'm not into beauty stuff. My skin regime is like cleaning my face and applying sunscreen because I'm very pale and live in Portugal, where the sun is out all year long. That's why I love my UFO 3. It does so much in so little time. We're talking thermotherapy, cryotherapy, LED therapy, and T-sonic massage. This means it hydrates your skin, reduces the looks of wrinkles, and it's way more effective than any sheet mask alone. I'm 43. I spend my days in front of a screen. I have very dry skin and very low patience levels. I need this in my life. I can use it anywhere at any time. Offline, just by pressing the buttons and picking one of 8 treatments available. If I use the Foreo app, I pick a mask and the UFO 3 just takes it from there. Most masks are 90-second treatments, but you can create your own routine on the app. I like to use it twice because it feels really good. Now, the UFO 3 is rarely on discount, but Foreo is having its biggest sales of the year with huge Black Friday deals with up to 50% off, plus an additional 10% off with my code SANDY10. So go ahead and click on the link in the description and take advantage of these incredible offers. It truly is a once-in-a-year opportunity, so make sure you do not miss out. And it's time to puzzle. Let's play with it a little bit and see what we get. I want to wash, so yellow, orange, red, pink, that's easy enough, right? You can of course mix them as you please. Let's try that. But I do love my washes. Everything looks better in a wash as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, this is looking a little bit all over the place for me. We can point them all in the same direction like so. Cute, but a little bit cold, I think. We can make some chevrons. Ah, very cute. Do you see the big part the colors play in this? There's so many elements that combine to create the perfect quilt pattern. It's never just about one thing. It is a lot of different things that create something new and magical altogether. We can make some X's like so. Yeah, that's much better, but the one I had in mind was something else. Something a little bit more traditional, I guess. I'll show you once it's all nice and sewn. Bear with me here, it will be worth it. Now, the sewing, of course, is as easy as the rest of it. And I'm just making the top today. If I were making a whole quilt, I would just sew the rows and then add them with some quilts as you go, which is exactly what we did for our quilt blocks, but with some binding in the middle. We start with some rows. I don't know why I prefer to do the rows first and then the columns. I guess that's just the way my brain is wired. But there is no rule stating what you should do first, okay? So just do what's comfortable for you. And look at that, our lovely quilt top almost ready. And as it turns out, it looks like you can absolutely do luxury using a simple free flow quilt pattern. As much as I doubted myself about this quilt and how luxurious it would look once I was done, I am so happy with the result. These simple strips really made the fabrics pop, and the fact that I used bold colors but didn't mix a lot of colors to make this helps create that expensive sort of look. This is the kind of pattern I could easily keep going, just keep adding more and more blocks of strips until I had a whole king-size quilt top. It's just so much fun to make. Look at this, how gorgeous is this, and how luxurious. The feel of the fabrics combined with the beautiful designs and this really simple pattern we've made that allows all of it to shine. For me, this is fit for a 5-star hotel. What do you think? How many stars do you give this quilt? Please leave me a comment below. I'm so pleased. I hope you love it as much as I do, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.